all countries must respect equality of states and the right of people for self-determination. And they also mentioned the United Nations General Assembly resolutions, and this is clear that what they mean is the series of resolutions which they passed after the beginning of the special military operation, and which demand condemnation of Russia. Russia get out of Ukraine territory in 1991 borders, but there are other United Nations General Assembly resolutions which were not voted, but which were consensual. And among them is a declaration on principles of relations between states on the basis of the Charter. And it clearly says, by consensus, everybody must respect territorial integrity of states whose governments respect the right of people for self-determination, and because of that, represent the entire population living on a given territory.
Good afternoon, viewers. This is Satellite Media. Mr. Chinedu Michael, let's look at the new dimension coming to agitation, coming to self-determination. This time around, coming from far away, Russia. The Russian Foreign Affairs Minister saying that UN should respect self-determination. We understand that self-determination is a guaranteed right going by UN Charter, and it shall be ratified in Nigeria and different parts of the world. Surprisingly, Russia is now coming to say this, and this is like a direct endorsement of Biafra agitation.
Of course, it is. When the news broke out, he said it very clearly on a platform on a TV station where he was trying to remind the United Nations on the need to respect the Biafra, the UN Charter that has to do with self-determination. Self-determination has been enshrined in United Nations Charter, but how effective it is another thing. Now that the Biafran cause has become very prominent all over the world, there's nowhere you mention Biafra, people will not be able to listen or hear or understand or be able to identify what it is currently now, because the men has successfully put Biafran agitation, Biafran sovereignty, Biafran government on the global and international level. There's nobody who does not know what it is. I think for now, Biafra remains the only nation in the world currently now that once it is being decided, they have their sovereignty. No opposition.
It means Putin is at the verge of signing onto Biafra agitation.
Of course, they have already flagged off the Biafran quest, the Biafran struggle, the Biafran restoration, the Biafran government. As a result of having seen the commitment. You see, it's all about commitment. They have seen the commitment of the Igbo people. They have seen the commitment of the Biafran people. They have seen the commitment of the resilience of these people globally. Not only that, they also look at their contribution to the entire world. It might be very insignificant, but I can tell you, it is appreciated. The Igbo people, anywhere they are being appreciated. So if you see what the foreign minister, the current serving foreign minister of the Russian government under Vladimir Putin is saying, is that the world, of course, the United Nations themselves, to start to look on the issue that has to do with self-determination. It may not be able to mention the Biafran cause, but I can tell you that currently now, the only nation in the world that is taking sovereignty, self-determination to another level through non-violent approach is the Biafran struggle. It's the Biafran movement.
It's good we are laying emphasis on non-violence, because we understand that is what is contained in that UN Charter. But see Russia as a powerful nation in the world, as one of the world powers, and a strategic minister from that country speaking in this direction. What does it mean for the struggle of Biafra?
It means that it's going to get a collective support. Biafra is going to get a collective support from different world powers, and when the issue get to that level, at that peak, there's not going to be any resistance from these major nations across the world. I'm not talking about the other side where we might be having some people from the Arab world who might start to look at it from another angle. But I can tell you that the people that matters globally, the people that decide on such issues, the people who look into, who reactivate and invent nations, people who put things in proper perspective, will not hesitate to give their recognition. And the essence of it is that, you can see the Biden-Putin relationship. We can see the already activating, American-Russia relationship. We can also see that some of these world-class lobbies like Michael Robin and some of the people we know to an extent, having understood the relevance and significance of Igbo factor in Moscow, in all ramifications, there's going to be a beautiful synergy. There's going to be a listening ear. People are going to begin to study the Biafran theater. And it's not only Russia. We are looking at other Asian countries too, where solidarity and presentation of Biafran theater is already, making round, going round, and people are looking at it. It's another model that will surprise Nigeria in no time, because the solidarity is already ongoing, and from what we are gathering, it is getting that global nod.
Okay, I was going to draw attention to the statement that came from Mike Robinson, who said that Biafra file will be on Trump table alongside other nations seeking for self-determination in Africa as soon as Trump resumes office.
That's what they said, that the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu from corrupt DSS detention has already been finalized, and we are just waiting for the manifestation of it.
No, I was to go there, but let's not look at America's role in trying to see Biafra through. Because if America is to stand on to it, we understand that Putin and Donald Trump have a cordial relationship, and if we are seeing Kremlin talking in that direction, and people have speculated, not just speculation, the congressman Mike Robinson have said that Biafran file will be on the table of Donald Trump. It means everything is falling in pleasant places for Biafra.
Okay, you can look at the number of years it has been on, and look at the position of Donald Trump recently on the issue between Russia and Ukraine. And it made it very clearly that Ukraine should not be allowed, and Ukraine should stop sending missiles, because ceasefire is already on the table. That's a good man. That's a man who wanted peace. That is a man who makes sure that justice is being done, and that is a man who is going to bring real globalization to the world. Donald Trump was not just coming to be president of Nigeria. Donald Trump was coming because it's a mandate. It's a mandate. It's a mandate. He's having a mandate. He's having a divine mandate to restore the fourth kingdom on earth. I keep on saying it. I've been saying it many years ago. Now that what you are seeing Donald Trump trying to do by bringing in lobbies, agencies that have relationship with the IPOB movement globally, especially in America, means that from time to time he will be briefed on the issue that has to do with the Biafran struggle. And also another area you will look at is the diplomatic and change of governments around the world. American interest in Africa, Chinese interest in Africa, Russian interest in Africa, British interest in Africa. You can see a whole lot more is changing gradually. Things are changing. People are looking for a way to establish friendship and relationship, among some countries they foresee that might become, of a big advantage to them. So even the way France is handling the Nigeria issue is signaling that everything is pushing towards a new nation in Africa. And I can tell you, in honest truth, the calculation is already there. The American government is building that sentiment already. Is building that PR already. So the restoration of Biafra is going to be something, that will bring the required strength and synergy that Americans are looking in, especially in the West African Sahel region.
Okay, now, because let us look at Nnamdi Kanu himself. We understand that Nnamdi Kanu epitomized Biafra. And let us look at what has shaped the struggle in the recent past. We understand that even in America, veterans in America who are of Igbo descent raised their voice the other day, charging Igbo or rather Southeastern governors to raise education and interface with Tinubu for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. We are talking about political solution this time around. And we are seeing today Benjamin Kanu, who is the Deputy Speaker or House Representative, coming out to say there is clandestine meeting, underground dialogue going on, that the man, Nnamdi Kanu, the face of Biafra, will soon walk out freely from detention.
Even to the benefit of Benjamin Kanu, the Deputy Speaker, because the restoration of Biafra is going to put some of these legacies we are looking at this point in time in proper check. Whatever political negotiation that's going on in that direction, of course, that is their own business. It is required of them to do that. But let me tell you, the Igbo military veterans in America, this is the 4th or the 5th time they are coming out to make a public announcement, a statement concerning the warning of illegal detention the illegal detention of Nnamdi Kanu. And I think that has already put it very close to the Eastern governors that if Nnamdi Kanu is not released, yes, you understand, they should put the issue of Nnamdi Kanu at ahead of their, whatever political ambition they have with the damaging Nigeria.
Now, let us look at what the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu will mean to the struggle. But beyond that, as you look at it, let us look at taking back movements, a group that is headed by Showore, approaching Amnesty International in Toronto to demand for Nnamdi Kanu release. I'm talking about taking back movement, asking Amnesty International to prevail on Nigerian government to release Nnamdi Kanu in Canada.
Nnamdi Kanu has assumed a global, freedom fighter position. If you look at Nnamdi Kanu very well, at this point in time, I think he will be a fulfilled man for that resistance and perseverance he has brought to the struggle. The world is celebrating Nnamdi Kanu today because he refused to compromise the struggle, and that's why they have seen the commitment and the genuine of his heart, and the fact that over 80 million Igbos around the world should be part of this reality. Biafra has become a reality, and let me tell you, Nnamdi Kanu is one of the people that reconnected Showore's reasoning and thinking and philosophy about Nigeria.
So how do you feel seeing Showore in the forefront of drumming support for Nnamdi Kanu release?
So whether it's a product of Nnamdi Kanu's tutelage, so what am I going to expect? I'm not expecting anything.
Is it a good development?
Of course, it's 200% good development. It's an added value because when we are talking about Biafra taking a global dimension, Biafra enjoying global solidarity, Biafra being identified by powerful nations around the world. Who are the vehicles who are driving this thing? You know that for some time now, Showore has been consistent, on the issue that has to do with Nnamdi Kanu's release after he had contact with Nnamdi Kanu in London. You can remember.
And Showore actually echoed this thing at Ikeja the other day when they were doing protests against bad governance. So let us look at holistically, what do you think the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu will mean to the restoration of sovereignty of Biafra?
The freedom of Nnamdi Kanu, I will build another momentum on the restoration struggle, and also build another global recognition at the end of the day, and also add to more his profile, and he'll be able to look at issues and be able to put it in proper perspective. I can tell you in honest truth, both the senators, the eastern governors, the traditional rulers, everybody will be loyal to Nnamdi Kanu, because he has shown to be the strongest, outstanding Igbo man in history,
living and dead.
I'm telling you currently now. I am telling you currently now, until we have something that will prove us wrong. But currently now, Nnamdi Kanu is law and order. As far as the Biafra struggle, the Igbo nation, the entire Biafra land is concerned, including Edwin Clark, Asante Dokubo, and the rest of them. Because what is going to surprise them, they don't know where it's going to come from.
I understand that Nnamdi Kanu epitomized Biafra. He's like the face of the struggle. But some about the other time said that the struggle, Biafra, is bigger than any single individual.
Of course now. But like I always said, through salvation came to the earth through one man. Salvation, yes, came to the earth through one man. So the restoration of the Biafran sovereignty has to come through one man. That does not mean that person is bigger than Biafra. We are talking about a nation with over 40 colonies. So the world is already celebrating Biafra. I can tell you, I can feel it in the spirit that the world is warming up. They are putting one or two together to make sure that the starting of the African newest nation kingdom. I don't see Biafra as a nation. I see Biafra as a kingdom. Because that's what we are talking about. And if you look at the preparation Nnamdi Kanu has been making so far, you know that Biafra is going to be pure pro-Jewish black nation. No doubt about that. And that's what Africa needs. That's what Nigeria needs. Because if you fail to model a nation, listen, if you fail to model a nation like Biafra after America, then that's the end of Africa.
And if you permit me, I think this is a good place to let it go.
Yes, and kudos to the man from Burkina Faso and all these guys from Mali, Senegal, and all that, who are showing their massive support for regeneration in Africa. God bless you, and God bless Nnamdi Kanu. God also bless somebody called Simon Ekpa, who is already in Finland. God will continue to make a way for them. But one thing for Biafrans all over the world, the IPOB has said, come home. There is peace, and the peace is the restoration and the release of Nnamdi Kanu.
Thank you very much. This is a good place to let it go. Mr. Mato and this is